Horror tales about ghosts are not for the weak of heart, but we have some spooky tales from all over the nation for individuals who love Halloween movies and anything related to witches and vampires. If not, you might need to arrange a vacation to one of these eerie ghost towns. One might just happen to be close to where you live, upping the unsettling element. Welcome to Facts Insight. For more videos like this one, please visit the channel for insights based solely on facts. Make sure to subscribe and give a like. So, let's start with the spooky ghost real-life stories. Don't worry, they're short. Or wait until nightfall for a scarier experience. They will definitely put you in the Halloween mood and provide you lots of story ideas to scare your pals as well. On number 10, 1200 BC ghost story from Egypt. An ancient Egyptian ghost story that was unearthed on 4 pieces of pottery was translated and published in 1915 by Egyptologist Gaston Maspero. The story may have taken place in Luxor, prehistoric Thebes, pictured top. In the tale, the ghost of a mummified man informs the Amun high priest of his current state. I grew, and I did not see the rays of the sun. I did not breathe the air, but darkness was before me every day. And no one came to find me, the ghost says, translated by Maspero. The ghost seems to complain of some accident that has happened to himself or his tomb. But I cannot make out what the subject of this dissatisfaction, Maspero wrote. The ancient Egyptians had a strong belief in afterlife and wrote a book of spells known as the Book of the Dead that they thought would assist them pass on to it. On number 9, The Crying Lady in Dakota, New York. Numerous wealthy and renowned New Yorkers have called the Dakota apartment complex home since it was opened in 1884. John Lennon and Yoko Ono, who settled there in 1973, were among them. In 1980, Joan was also murdered outside the structure. However, Joan stated he uttered a prayer before the tragic day on December the 8th. After that, Yoko, who is still a resident there, claimed she saw John's spirit seated at his piano and that he spoke to her saying, "Don't be scared, I remain here with you." On number 8, The Ghost of Tupu. An ancient Chinese ghost named Tupu has revenge on his mind. Tupu was a minister of the Chinese Emperor Hussein before he passed away. Lived from 827 to 783 BC. Around 786 BC, after an argument between the two, Swan executed Tupu, despite being warned that Tupu would return to haunt him. Tupu did a lot more than just follow the emperor around, as the Chinese philosopher Mo Tzu noted. 3 years later, in 783 BC, Swan was murdered with an arrow fired by an apparition resembling Tupu in front of an assembly of feudal lords. Lived 470-391 BC. From Paul Ronald's The Complete Book of Ghosts, translated by Yi Pao. This story definitely gives the right goosebumps. On number 7, The Chained Man in Ancient Athens. Pliny the Younger, a Roman senator who perished in the year 113 AD, related a chilling ghost story that has persisted to this day. There was a big spacious mansion in Athens, but no one could live there due to its negative reputation. When you listen closely, you could hear what sounded like chains rattling in the middle of the night. These disturbances caused a specter to appear that had the appearance of an elderly man who was extremely malnourished and filthy, with a long beard and disheveled hair, and who was rattling chains with his hands and feet. It goes without saying that the house was deserted and had to be rented out at a low price. When a philosopher named Athenodorus heard the story, he reportedly rented the house and confronted the ghost. The ghost appeared and rattled around before vanishing. However, after the ghost got a proper burial, the house was not haunted as the evil spirit left. On number 6, The Tower of London. The numerous castles in Britain are a popular setting for ghost stories. The Queen's House is thought to be one of the most haunted locations in the 900-year-old Tower of London. According to officials, King James I's cousin Arabella Stuart is one of the ghosts at the Queen's house. As a result of Arabella's error in marrying against the king's wishes, she was sent to the towers. She is still doing her sentence, the ghost story claims. Another eerie story claims that the Martin Tower of the Tower of London is haunted by a ghostly bear. It is alleged that the guard who witnessed the imaginary bear passed out from shock. The purpose of the Tower of London is menagerie for part of its history and held a variety of animals, including bears. On number 5, Aokigahara Woods. Over the past 2 decades, Dozens of suicide victim bodies have been discovered at Aokigahara Woods in Japan, which is the base of Mount Fuji. As a result, the forest has become a popular destination for depressed Japanese individuals to commit suicide. There are no signs in the woodland advising individuals to seek help instead of taking their own lives. There are many ghost stories about the woodland, including multiple purported meetings with the apparition of persons who have died there, some of which may be viewed on YouTube, given the amount of suicides that have taken place there. On number 4, Exorcism of Roland Doe. In 1949, a boy from Cottage City, Maryland, who was referred to as Roland Doe, not his real name, underwent an exorcism performed by a group of Roman Catholic priests, accounts suggest. There are conflicting reports as to Roland's alleged powers. Some stories claim that Ronald had supernatural strength, could speak in ancient languages that the boy had no knowledge of, and could apparently move and levitate the mattress he was lying on. Many of these claims have been disputed by investigators since 1949, who have presented data that suggests Roland was a psychologically unstable child who detested going to school, and that his skills were not supernatural. In any case, the exorcism did happen. The incident served as the basis for William Peter Blatty's 1971 novel, The Exorcist, which in turn served as the basis for the well-known 1973 film. On number 3, Brown Lady from Raynham Hall. A photograph of the 300-year-old Raynham Hall in Norfolk, England, taken in 1936, shows a ghostly figure floating down the staircase, one of the most well-known ghost images ever shot, even though some experts think double exposure is to blame. The BBC says the Lady Dorothy Townshend, the second Viscount of the estate, may be the ghost of the 7,000-acre house, which has a long history of hauntings. She had an affair, which her husband Lord Townshend was aware of prior to her passing, and she passed away in 1726, ostensibly from smallpox. She reportedly still wanders the manor while wearing brown clothing. On number 2, the CCTV Ghost. Hampton Court Palace in Surrey, England has its own photogenic ghost. A CCTV camera captured an image of a skeletal figure dressed in centuries-old clothing, closing a sturdy fire door that had flung open in 2003. The ghost, dubbed Skeletor, drew a lot of attention from the media. It wasn't just security personnel who believed they were seeing things. On the day the Skeletor appeared on camera, a visitor wrote in the palace's visitor book that she thought she saw a ghost in the area. Officials posted a message on the Hampton Court Palace website. On number 1, Amityville. Amityville to this day is one of the most scariest and spookiest places out of all. Ronald Defoe Jr. was convicted for the 1974 killing of his mother, father, and 4 of their children at their home in Amityville, New York. Reports indicate that the gun Ronald used didn't have a silencer, and there was no signs of a struggle inside the house, facts that left investigators puzzled. The Lutzes, a new family, moved into the Amityville house in 1975 after purchasing it for a reduced price. They were only there for about a month. During that time, their daughter formed an imaginary friendship with a red-eyed pig named Judy. The house attracted swarms of flies. There was banging on the walls, and the furniture was set to move on its own, according to family reports. The paranormal investigators were also invited, and they also experienced unknown forces toward them. Later, a movie was directed on the whole incident in Amityville. Let us know in the comments below which ghost story spooked you the most. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel to get the latest updates. Thanks for watching and see you soon in the next video.